So I'm doing research for a much larger video for my main channel, and I came across this article, and I thought I would share it with you because just the opening sentence made me bellow with laughter. Commentary: The Congresswoman Representing Somalia by George S. Bardmesser. I am an immigrant. I want Representative Ilhan Omar to go back to the shithole country she came from, and I want her to stay there. Tell us how you really feel, mate. That's so great. I spent some time on the internet looking for even one positive thing that Omar has said about America, but my search was in vain. Omar hates and despises her adopted country unequivocally and unconditionally. She hates everything about America today. She hates everything about the America of yesterday. Omar hates white people. Omar hates Jews, and she is not shy about letting everyone know it. It's all about the Benjamin's baby. Omar hates our ally Israel. Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. Ilhan Omar is a one-woman hate factory. Wow, she's been busy. I love this. Maybe I missed the public statement where Omar praised America, but after looking through the countless web pages and many gigabytes, I think I am on solid ground when I say Ilhan Omar hates everything and everyone around her except possibly her brother, whom she married. I don't think that's true. And perhaps the 9/11 terrorists who killed 3,000 people. Some people did something, no biggie. She does also find it amusing that Americans are scared of Al-Qaeda, the people responsible for 9/11. But anyway. As an immigrant from the no longer with us USSR, I believe I have as much moral authority as anyone to tell Omar, you should return to the country you represent and take up permanent residence there. America can never measure up to Omar's high standards, but no doubt Somalia will. Omar need not suffer in our land of toxic xenophobia, Islamophobia, racism, sexism, lookism, and speciesism, because she can live out the rest of her life amidst the tolerance, understanding, and mutual respect the Somalis are famous for. This is such a great article. Honestly, this is one of the best times I've had reading about anything about politics. I love people from the former Soviet bloc because they are so fucking red-pilled on all of this cultural Marxist bullshit. This past week, Trump once again detonated the brains of the left when he tweeted, without even naming names, that those who came here enjoyed all the benefits of the country, had nothing good to say about America, and go back to their original countries. The reaction from the left was instantaneous and explosive. Racist, sexist, nativist, Islamophobe, man bad, really bad, Trump is Hitler, Trump's Mussolini, blah 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 blah. As an immigrant, I would like to tell Ilhan Omar, I love America. America gave my family and me opportunities I would never have anywhere else. Unlike you, I am proud to call myself an American. America is incredible and special. My family never asked for a handout, but what my parents and I have, we have because we grasped the opportunities offered and protected in our new country. For these opportunities, we are eternally grateful. I'm sure she's got loads of opportunities in Somalia. It's basically the same. I don't know what you're talking about. This guy, I bet this guy's never even been to Somalia. As an immigrant, I can assure native-born Americans that Ilhan Omar does not speak for immigrants. Not for Russian Jewish ones like me, not for, I'm quite confident, Latinos, Asians, or Europeans. Omar and the vitriol she constantly spews is not typical of immigrants who come here legally. So I salute President Trump for once again sticking a fork in the eye of the leftist PC crowd and saying publicly what millions of people are thinking privately. Republicans agree with him. Independents agree with him. In fact, Trump gave us all the more reasons to vote for him in 2020. And if the Democrats don't agree, who cares? It is worth describing here that a particular phenomenon that most Americans have never heard of, known to Jewish immigrants from the USSR by a mocking Russian word, I can't pronounce that, Razocharavanti, maybe? The disappointed ones. These were the people who had difficulty fitting in at the social level once they were used to, without passable English, the careers that were open to them, mostly at the bottom rungs of the economic ladder. So the Razocharavanti wanted to go back to the USSR. As Joe Biden was saying, no joke. They didn't hate America, but they didn't see themselves as part of the American future either. They missed their motherland, warts and all, and with rose-coloured glasses, the warts didn't look so warty. Nostalgia isn't rational, it's an emotion that exists outside of rationality. Then miraculously, they got their wish. As a propaganda ploy, the Soviet government permitted the they permitted them to return. They even chartered a plane to take them back, all roughly 200 of them. The Soviet state restored their pensions, maybe $50 a month in those days, gave them apartments to live in, no small thing, in a land of socialist scarcity where the government devoted all its energy to building tanks and missiles. Within months, most of them were back in Brooklyn. Spending time in the Soviet Union was the single best way to cure nostalgia. America suddenly looked better than ever. And this brings us back to the heroine of our current events. I want to add my voice to President Trump's recommendation. Ilhan Omar, you should go back to Somalia forever. America's freedoms are my freedoms, but you care nothing for them. America's enemies are my enemies, but you think more highly of them than you do your fellow citizens. America's allies are my allies, but you hate our allies. America's heroes are my heroes, but nothing they ever fought and died for you find heroic or even worthy of a mention. America's history is something I read and study, but you will find nothing there to be proud of. Ilhan Omar, go back to Somalia, we won't miss you. George S. Bardmesser is an attorney at private practice in the Washington, D.C. area. Just bravo, that is just so great. Like I say, I don't even have much of a commentary on this, except perhaps to say that Donald Trump didn't stay there forever. He didn't say stay there forever. He said go back there, fix it, and then come back and tell us how you did it. But this was just such gold. And I absolutely love the slap in the face of the real world. That's what this is. Because, I mean, Ilhan Omar, she's clearly a product of someone who's lived in the privilege of the United States. Unlike Ayaan Hirsi Ali, who had to flee when she was older and therefore had a better knowledge of Somali culture, Ilhan Omar came over at like 4 years old or something, so she doesn't remember anything about Somalia. So she can romanticize it all she wants in her head. She can say, well, it's actually a perfect Islamic paradise of peace and tolerance and love and adherence to Sharia. You know, as she doesn't have to live under those rules, she's very, very, very lackadaisical in her ability to romanticize it, I'm sure. She can just go, well, I'm sure that was perfect. America, though, it's a white supremacist capitalist patriarchy that's doing awful things to everyone around the world. You can say that all you want, but when you actually go back to Somalia, you'll find that, holy shit, America is like a fucking paradise on earth compared to it. I mean, honestly, almost any country is like a paradise on earth compared to it. And like I said, I know because a friend of mine went there. He went there, took video. He was like, shit, this is a scary place. This is not the kind of place you actually want to live, which presumably is why Ilhan Omar's parents were refugees from that. I believe they actually supported a dictator who got overthrown there. But why did they have to flee? Because they would have been killed. Because Somalia is a fucking shithole. And it's probably never going to get any better within our lifetimes. Unless Ilhan Omar goes back and fixes it all for us. Because let's be honest, it needs to be done.